Everyone, we wanted to take a quick moment to thank all the listeners, the viewers, and of course the patrons out there. The team here at Vector Sigma hopes that we can bring a little levity and a distraction from the weight of the real world. Time is always precious, but that has become even more obvious now. We want to say that we really do appreciate everyone out there that's spending their time with us.
All right, we are back.
Yeah, actually, yeah, you're right. It looks fine on the stream. So
I have to change names.
Other than him shaking the table consistently.
Okay, so this game is 100% for the bracket. With Takato losing, there can be no tie whatsoever, which means we will not have a second chance qualifier tournament. So this is it. This is to decide the last member of the top, the last member of my bracket of the top four.
No, that's not true.
Yeah, I keep forgetting that Vince's bracket still has a fair amount of games, but my bracket can no longer have a tie.
Yeah.
So that's where I was trying to get with that.
So anyone watching that's 2-1 should want Neil to win.
Yes. No, it doesn't matter.
Yes.
No, it doesn't matter because Neil would win the bracket anyway. He would still be the undecided winner of the bracket. So they need to root for Vince's bracket to get wonky at this point.
Right. So this doesn't. That's right.
They are playing 100% for a top four slot. Whoever wins takes it. So Jempty is playing for the 3-0, and are they already starting? I didn't say to start. All right, start it up. We got it. It's fine. We're right into it. So we've seen this before. We have the control tap out deck, as Neil's been kind of dubbing it in his own way, where it's combo, but it's just combo tap out, and he just kind of forces his opponent down the whole time and slowly wins the game by pierce attacks or eventually giant fire drive attacks. And then Jempty is playing the Preceptor Sky Shadow list.
Mostly blue.
It is. I mean, it's mostly blue. Honestly, it's probably about 25-15 between 25 blue pip cards and then 15 other. His list is very, very modified and pretty interesting, to be honest. And he has that whole thing on the table where he's announcing all his cards. I pretty much have mostly memorized them.
I can't even see where this thing is.
I know.
It's not
bring up the actual picture.
Screen. I know.
Just so I have it for sure. I think I pinned it within our conversation. I did. Okay. All right. So leap into battles, end hostilities. Soldiers, blasters, reflect. Special delivery is Camion Crash. Whip is staggering might. I can't remember the name of that card, but it's belligerence, the defensive card. I can never remember the name of that actual card. I've never played it ever. Durability is Fusion Board. Decipher is Spy Ruse. And Backup Bag is Hold the Line. Battlefield Scan is Counter Espionage. And all the pips are correct. So the good news is that he has all of his cards written on, but they're all on pip, so we can easily identify the pip colors. So like he just took a reflect damage there. That's the card he took, I believe. Oh no, he changed it. He took a reprocess. Yeah.
You shouldn't be playing playable cards. Whatever.
Yeah, some of them are, some of them aren't.
So how many turns does Jempty have to win?
Honestly, a lot, to be completely honest. The way Neil has been playing this list, unless he changes up his strategy pretty much dramatically, he's going to give Jempty enough time to find a PTT, and that could honestly be the matchup. And that's the real problem. I think Neil, in order for him to win this match, he actually has to be way more aggressive than normal. And I don't even know that that's going to work, to be honest. But I think if the longer he gives Jempty to find the Piece through Tyranny and not KO the Sky Shadow, that Sky Shadow is capable of just KOing anything on the board at any given moment. So, like, I think, like, for Neil, he kind of has to be aggressive. I don't think he can play that grindy game that he played in the first round. And, like, in round 2, he was punished for playing that way. Decado honestly tore him apart.
For playing slow.
Just because he just, like, just the PTTs, like, Neil's deck, the way it is, the only way he has any interaction with Piece of Tyranny is through counter espionage, and it's not good enough against Optimus Prime, Battlefield Legend, and against Perceptor, because they can just find them off the top or out of your scrap pile. So, like, he had no way to interact with those, where, like, he's kind of just in the position of, like, okay, I hope they don't get it. And if Neil gets it, I mean, if Jempty picks up the Piece of Tyranny at any part, I think that's just the game. It helped with Neil going first, though. It looks like he already has the card, so he's already setting something up here. This could just be Piece of Tyranny. He likes to do that quite often. He likes to play the Piece of Tyranny first to get the extra damage on, which would be pretty good here if he can KO a piece. Looks like he has to dig for it, though, so...
No, he flipped to, like, this is his end step.
No, I'm saying, but it looks like he might be digging for
with
like a Piece through Tyranny here.
Remember, I'm a little delayed because I have to watch on.
Sure.
It's backwards for me.
So he did get the Piece of Tyranny. Yeah. So I think this is actually big for Neil, is that he can kind of take a hold of the match, and he can kind of steal a PTT away, like, from the Sky Shadow, which is probably his only good shot to really have a chance in this match, but he's going to have to follow up and still have a pretty solid lock. But this is exactly what I think Neil needs to do to try and win this game. The less time you give the Perceptor, the better.
I mean, he has to... I'm trying to think what... The PTT doesn't even give him, like, 2 attacks, right? Like, all he can do is tap him down.
Yeah. The PTT, like, he probably is just going to wish for it here and find it. It looks like they just flipped it anyway, so now he has it in his hand. But he's going to get the wish. Now he has double EMP wave in his hand, which can be a little scary against Jempty, because he has counter espionages. So now that he knows that he has 2 in his hand, like, he's going to play one on the end turn, but Jempty could potentially strip the other one as well.
But he has to attack.
Right, so he's going to attack the Sky Shadow here, and then he's going to EMP wave in the end turn. So he's not, he's going to steal the attack that way, basically.
But he gets the 3 damage, which
right.
isn't insignificant, but isn't really significant either.
Right.
And then does Jempty still gets to flip Perceptor back, I think, right?
Yeah, he still gets to flip. But now, by getting rid of a Sky Shadow piece, he doesn't auto-lose to a Piece through Tyranny. Because, like, the big thing is that if Jempty can find a Piece through Tyranny to piece a Sky Shadow before it's KO'd, then it's a big difference, because he just gets to attack with big Sky Shadow twice. Now he's not going to be able to do that.
Okay.
So he comes in and he gets the combine, he gets to deal 3 damage. But, like, in the end turn, Neil's going to play the EMP wave and tap him down. So he's not going to have that luxury. And, like, if Jempty has, like, a Belligerence or something like that in his hand, like, he can flip Perceptor here, maybe find the PTT, and then still potentially KO the Springer, but it's a lot harder, and he doesn't have that Energon Axe. Oh, no, is that not an Energon Axe? No, I think it is. I'm going to make sure he scraps it. I'll just wait till they clean up everything. We don't get to keep that Energon Axe, correct? Because that was on the character that was attacked. Thank you. Yeah, so there goes the MP wave, and this is officially the lock. But Jempty has the potential to draw out of it there, which is the hope for Jempty at least.
with the end hostilities.
Right.
I mean, with the counter espionage, right?
Yeah, that's one way. So like he gets axe, that's a reflect, sparring gear, and so that's not a very helpful perceptor flip whatsoever. Like that was like best case scenario here for Neil, honestly.
Yeah, no relevant cards whatsoever.
Yeah. It looks he's really deciding through these picks. Yeah, I just take the Energon X. Why not, right?
Yeah, I mean, who cares?
So it'll be interesting to see what Jempty had in his hand to start. You know, because even here, like, it's definitely not easy. But if he has the PTT, it might be worth PTTing the Perceptor to try and take the wheel back. And I mean, if he has the Energon X already, here's a Brainstorm. So this could be an interesting line here. So he gets a reprocess. All right, so he gets rid of that. Which I guess if he has the reprocess, he probably doesn't have much to go off of. Yeah, I think he has that. I think he picked up that counter espionage. So like, he should know that Neil has another EMP wave in his hand, and if he calls EMP wave, Neil has to work to find the other one. And if Neil happens to have both EMP waves in his hand, then that would be really huge, actually. Is he still debating on the second card or Brainstorm here? He does not, Dark. Yeah, he's really deciding on what to, because there's plenty of things that he could call. Like, you know, he can call if he wants to try and like prevent him from the dig. You know, you can name like Showing Off or Brainstorm or stuff like that. But so he did not have he does not have an EMP wave. I thought he did have an extra one. Maybe he didn't. So it looks like whatever he named, he didn't have. So he probably did name EMP wave there, but it looks like Neil definitely has all the cards to dig properly. Double Showing Off, 2 Pep Talks. So he has plenty of fuel to just draw out to find that remaining EMP wave.
I mean, is there a point to keep going then?
Yeah, because without the weapon, he doesn't have a threatening line of attack.
Okay.
You know, so like whatever he attacks with, like he's probably just going to attack with Brawn, and then like he's going to attack with Brawn, he's going to deal 3 damage, you know, or 2 damage, you know, like, he might not even get to 3 damage type thing. So he's not threatening. This is the problem, like I'm saying, like he's not threatening a game-winning combo here until he is. So if he's not threatening, you just have enough time to try and compete with him.
So you're saying you would just play Daring Escape instead?
I would 100% play Daring Escape, yes. I would also, and I mean, I've talked to Neil off this offline. If you're gonna go this route, you can't rely on counter espionage at all. If you ask me, I think you need to play Spy Master's Ruse and Infiltrates if you want to play this rail. It's the only way you can like get around the PC of Tyranny loss. But I would definitely just play Daring Escape. Yes.
Yeah, I don't understand what this offers.
I think that this is there's an argument to be made that this is more consistent because it's a very base level thing that you have to do. Like all you have to do is just play EMP wave every turn. That's all you have to do. You just pick away for damage with your Brawn or with your Fire Drive weapon, and then you just EMP wave. So it's very, very base level of what is there to be accomplished. The other thing is that he doesn't have like the extra paddings and stuff like that, so he doesn't have all those upgrades that come into play. So he also just gets around gears. So anyone that like had like the gears plan, like this deck gets around that too. So it does offer a lot of options. It's just, to me, I don't know that they're good enough. So there's an EMP wave there that Jempty has to note that is now Neil is missing. But like this attack is for what, 6, and that's it. And then he's gonna brick, and he's got 2, 4. Looks like he's gonna take 2. Oh, actually went in the Preceptor, so yeah. So he took 3. And then he's gonna flip, and I'm sure he has the other EMP wave. Yeah, he does. So, but now that's already 2 MP waves, so he has to find that other one. And he has a full deck there. So like, there's a good chance that Neil doesn't have that third EMP wave yet. But that's
So
what I'm saying. Like he's like all he did was 3 damage. So like Jempty has time to figure this game out.
And what can you do though?
Like it's still the P2 tyranny type situation.
Uh-huh.
Make sure we put that 1 damage back on. Thank you. Yeah, so I mean, like, don't get me wrong, like Jempty still has to like get helpful cards, but it's slow. Like this is obviously gonna be slow because we already know Jempty didn't get a good first Preceptor flip, and now we just get to reset again. But like this is the turn now where it's like either Neil is gonna have to find another way to lock him down, or he's gonna have to find a way to KO a character. If he can't do either of those things, it is gonna open up a line of play for Jempty. And particularly, he's gonna have to find a way to KO the Preceptor, because otherwise, it just gives him more shots at finding the answer.
Right.
But that's what I say. Like this deck is slow. It's grindy. So this is the route he chose to play. And then like there is an argument here that like he can also still Ancestral and like get like a Heroic Resolve as like a protection layer too, but that's not as good as just EMP waving. Yeah, so like this is like clear sign that he is digging for that final EMP wave. Because at this point he's drawn a card for turn, he's drawn 2 from Confidence, and now he's gonna draw 4 more. So he's definitely just digging for EMP wave at this point.
And it's not even like, it's not a consistent lock. It just allows him to.
It's consistent enough, to be honest. But when you see 2 EMP waves on the first attack type scenario, it's definitely like, that's gonna happen. Yeah, so that is destroy the armor, right? Yeah. Yeah, so this is just going to be another pick attack. And then we'll see if he found the MP wave or not.
If he didn't, he should just go for the 1-shot on Brawn, obviously, right?
Yeah, he'll just KO the Brawn for sure. Or he'll try to, at least. So just let's see, that's what I'm saying. Like he just goes, all right, I hit you for 2. Like that's the problem, is that he's just giving him so much time, which is why Jempty doesn't have to scoop.
Yeah, it wasn't like, oh my god, he should scoop.
Yeah. Like against like a Daring Escape, like you can probably just say like, okay, like, and now like at this point he is still digging for the EMP wave here. Like, that's the only reason why he would even be doing this showing off play. Oh, I think he's just offering up the Brawn at this point. Yeah, okay. Yeah, he's fine. So he draws a card off that, and then he triggers on Springers. Yeah, because for his showing off, he went from alt mode to alt mode. Yeah, so he's going to offer up the Brawn here, which, I mean, it's a protected field. It's just a force field at this point.
Yeah.
But
It's just he loses one of the many force fields he has, I guess.
Right,
you know?
right. Yep, so we get some more piles. So there's the Piece of Tyranny, and that's a stable cover. If I were Neil here, I'd probably just go 4-0. I think that's the best way to do this. You're like, all right, you can have your Piece of Tyranny or you can have 4 attack, which he's going to take the Piece of Tyranny, so you might as well not give him any attack at all. Not that it might not matter anyway if he feels that he needs the PTT, the Preceptor, but the truth is that he could also just attack with Preceptor this turn and then Piece of Tyranny the Preceptor afterwards.
Yeah.
And then like that way he just like mega steals the wheel, because really you want to try and PTT a turn after EMP wave to try and steal back the wheel. We're in the tank. Yeah, 4-0 exactly. Which works out. He gets what he needs to try and win the game. It's the same thing. If Neil has a counter espionage in his hand and we don't play the Piece of Tyranny, then he gets to just reset that board anyway.
Then the game just keeps going.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like the Piece of Tyranny here, it just doesn't do anything at all. So like you can't even really play it here, which is why like I guess it's a little bit of an awkward turn to have it. But I mean, yeah, see, I don't think this does anything. Yeah, I definitely don't think that does anything. Because at this point, you're just gonna run 2 attacks and a Brawn, and that just doesn't do anything.
Right.
Yeah, so I think that's actually the worst play you could have made there. Fusion Bore, I believe. Yeah, Fusion Bore. But like now he would need a way to KO this Brawn out of combo to even make this remotely okay. So he gets the 6, Pierce 6, I guess? Yeah. I mean, because it's not even that threatening of a Preceptor at this point. It's only, 3, 6, 8?
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, he's going to KO, and he's just going to, he's going to limit the time that Neil has, but I still don't really like the Piece of Tyranny play at all. Because the thing is now is that he doesn't have like another out to just being locked, and Neil's close to just reshuffling and just getting all his options back. So I don't know. We'll see. This will be an interesting. I mean, it's tough to say because I mean Neil definitely has the last EMP wave, but obviously it doesn't do anything here.
Right.
So that's actually maybe that's the big deal here. Is okay. So he erases the next EMP wave by making that PC Tyranny. So that's why this ends up working out. Because he's still gonna get to untap everything. Oh no, never mind. I take that back. That's actually not correct at all. Because all the bots untap and then he gets the trigger conversion engine. So never mind. I lied. We talked about this last time with me and Vince.
The shuffling or whatever?
No. So like what ends up happening is that he attacks the last bot untapped, and then like at the end of resolution of combat, everyone untaps, and then he gets the conversion engine to bot mode, and then play the MP wave to tap everything down again. I wonder what he's counter espionage in here. He just played a stable cover. I don't know what else. I don't know what he would have named. Maybe sabotage armaments. That would be my guess. Because I think Neil probably has a quartermaster here. Yeah. So this quartermaster has the potential of KOing the Ceptor. Because I believe he has like 8 or 9 cards in his hand.
Then do you scoop and we go to game 2?
Oh yeah, most certainly. I mean, if the Ceptor goes down, that's the end of it. I mean, you're already at 9, 10 base. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So like he doesn't even have to commit his whole hand, to be honest.
And he only has a 2 defense plus his flips, so.
Right. So like really all he has to do is just commit the fire drive here, and that's going to be the game. He's probably contemplating how much he has to go. I honestly, I think I would just be like, just spew it all.
Yeah, I mean,
looks.
it's game, so I mean, like that's the point.
Like I said, you're at 10 base. Yeah, it looks like he's not doing any. Eesh. So it just goes to 11.
Weird.
Yeah. That seems like incredibly conservative. But like I said, he gets the EMP wave, so like maybe it's just fine. He didn't flip a blue there, so looks like he's gonna get KO'd anyway. Yeah. That's definitely the game. He definitely just scoop it up at this point.
Yeah.
I hope that's what he does. Otherwise, he's just wasting his own time. Yeah, I think at this point, he's just wasting his own clock.
Yeah.
Don't forget to scrap Perceptor's cards. Yeah, I mean, I can't fathom him doing enough damage here. Like, maybe if that's armaments, like, he can potentially survive an attack, but I don't know. This seems like desperate plays to keep yourself around.
Yeah, I don't get it.
That's what? 7 to 3, so he takes 4. Like, you're just not going to win this war. Okay. I guess he was just trying to figure out how much he could wage. But it looks like he did scrap it up.
Okay. So now, what does he have to bring in? Is he going to bring in the gears, or is there no point to doing that?
Yeah, so there's no point to bringing in the gears, but he does have 2 hijacks and 2 speed traps in the board that he's probably going to bring in for sure. And I believe he might even have another counter espionage as well. So there's definitely plenty. Like, he's going to bring in a ton of things to just cut Neil off and prevent those EMP waves from happening. And that's the route he's going to go. There's no reason to bring in the gears against this version of the combo because Neil is not relying on those cards whatsoever. I'm gonna check.
Yes, he has no way to even do anything to him. So
32 minutes left in the round, guys. 32 minutes. Yeah, so it's definitely like he's just going to board in these 4 cards. I don't even know that he would board in a 5th. I just think you just board in those 4 cards and just go, all right, I'm going to play as many times I flip Preceptor. I'm going to always flip something that matters and just force Neil into making really hard decisions. Now, I know Neil is going to have a 3rd counter espionage, so like he's going to have like plenty of ways to interact with the secret actions, but the difference is that every time he does that, he hurts himself because every time he plays an action that like deflects a secret action, it's 1 less draw he's getting because he's not playing a card that lets him draw more cards to find those EMP waves.
Right.
And like I said, once again, without the daring escape and without that way of winning the game, the longer Jempty makes him deflect, the more turns and more opportunities he's going to have to just kind of close the game out. But, Jempty easily, he takes out, like, Reflex and stuff like that. Like, they just don't do anything in this matchup. And it looks like Jempty's also going to go first, which helps a lot, too.
Yeah, agreed.
Because he gets a free shot in on the Springer.
So he just attacks us with the plane, right?
Yeah. Well, it looks like he attacked the tank here. I think you just swing with the plane and just see how much you can get. Oh, okay.
We'll take...
Yeah, we did find the bold.
Okay.
Looks like he's only going to do, 1? Yeah. Takes a reflex circuit for good measure. Yeah, so this will definitely be a slightly different game just because Jempty gets to go first, and he's going to get a couple attacks in for sure. So we'll actually have some damage out there. But it also just gives Neil, more force fields kind of to deflect as well. And Jempty's not really capable of like flat out KOing a fire drive or anything like that. So I don't think Jempty can really like steal a PTT from Neil either. So
Is it right to attack Springer first, or should he have attacked just fire drivers?
no, I think you put the damage on fire drive because it's going to come down to the PTT after the EMP wave anyway, and you want to have as much damage on Springer to start. Because like I said, if he can set up now that he can protect his Preceptor longer and, potentially flip here and get like a showing off and just like find the PTT, like the turn after Neil EMP waves, like he just gets to tee off. And like there's the PTT, so he's going to have it in his hand. That's a K-Main crash, and that's a sparring gear. Once again, I think Neil just has to go just straight 4-0 here and just be like, all right, just take what you want, and then if not, lose it. I don't think there's like any other way to play against it. Like there's just no reason to give the Preceptor attack, which is the truth. I mean, the only option here is like maybe you just split the Brainstorm and the PTT. That way, like he can't just go crazy. Yeah, I mean, like I guess you just do that this way, like because I mean, I Neil doesn't know this, but like the Brainstorm is only a 1 of, but I still think it's like I probably still would have just went 3-1 here and be like, just get 1 card or 3 attack. Because I mean the K-Main crash isn't bad either. So like you're just giving him PTG and K-Main crash.
Mm-hmm.
I mean like he doesn't even have to play. Like he's not going to play the PTT this turn. Ugh. Yeah, I don't like this. That just doesn't do anything. Like, you just gave... Like, there's no reason to rush this Piece to Tyranny. Like, even if it gets counter-espionage, like, that's fine. Like, it really is. Because this play just does nothing. It honestly, it doesn't do anything at all. Like, all you're going to do is, like... I guess you can KO this fire drive, and then what? And then just do nothing? Like, you have 0 attack on your Preceptor. Like, your second attack doesn't threaten anything at all. I don't like this play one bit.
Yeah, you're not getting to the target you want to be getting to.
Yeah, you're honestly just doing nothing. Like this doesn't do anything. The PTT is only good after the EMP wave. It's not good any other time. Like this attack just doesn't even matter. I mean, and like even here, like if he just whiffs and like doesn't KO this fire drive, like that's just like the game is already over. I mean, like he didn't flip a blue luckily, but it just didn't do anything. Like yes, like I understand like he steals his PTT and like maybe it's okay he has this 10 attacking sky, like he has this 10 health Sky Shadow, but the PTT there, I just think it's just premature.
Yeah.
I mean, like if he follows it up and he has like a showing off in hand, like maybe that helps, but still I'm not a big fan of that play at all. Looks like he's thinking about greens, which I don't even see any there, so I'm not sure. I just paused the timer because I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Did I lose everybody? What's going on? Okay, that's what I thought. All right. Give me a second, guys. I see you.
Yeah.
What happened?
My video died.
Okay.
Yeah.
I paused the timer. I thought something went wrong.
That was just what I wanted, was the time extension. Cause...
Yeah, I paused it right away. I knew something
Okay,
was
I don't know
wrong.
perfect.
what's going on.
Okay.
It looks up to date now.
Yeah, you're moving around.
Okay.
Yeah, you look okay. You might want to keep going up a little bit more. You look a little odd now.
Yeah.
There. Okay.
Yeah. There we go.
Okay.
Am I good to go?
Yeah, you're good to go.
Thanks, Dan.
And we're back. And I have to start the timer. Resume. All right. Okay. So.
What was the issue?
His camera froze. Yeah, the Neil Dark, I'm going to do an interview with all 4 of the top 4 competitors. So we'll hear all about it well before the top 4 starts. All right, so he did have the showing off, so that helped. I missed the cards though. I wasn't sure. It looked like he went 4-0 again though, and he just took the 4. Or it was 3-1 it looks. Yeah, cuz he had 2 the first turn and then now he's at 5, so yeah, I mean, he's going to get a good crack at the Springer here.
Yeah.
It's like 8, 12. Yeah, so 12. So he picks at him for 9. Yeah, I mean, that's not bad. The truth there is that what that represents is that he can actually KO that Springer out of combat now.
What's he running for that?
He has K-Main crashes. He has javelins. I know those off the top of my head. I will double check if there's anything other than that. Yeah, he has 2 javelins. He has 2 K-Main crashes. And that's all for, like, he has reflect damage also, but that's not going to do anything. And he also likely boarded that card out.
So now, what can the Springer can just KO the Sky Shadow, right?
I mean, if he does that, he has to sacrifice his whole hand, and I don't think you can win that way. I think he has to still go for a lock here,
Yeah.
at least attempt to just to reset the turn again. To be honest, yeah, because there's the conversion engine, so he's gonna have to just like pick at him. I mean, like, I guess if Braun were to get a good enough attack, it's possible, but it's unlikely. Because, like I said, he can't just sacrifice his hand to KO the Sky Shadow, because then he probably just loses to Perceptor.
Right, but Braun gets to attack first, so.
Yeah.
What he's doing, if he plays it correctly, which he's not. Yeah, there you go.
I mean, the thing here is that if the Sky Shadow ends up untapping, it's 4 more cards for Perceptor to find.
Yes.
That looks like a pretty okay defense there. So it looks like he's just going to get Pierce 2. Yeah.
I can't see the defense.
He picked up a Hollow Matter, which that is definitely a big deal. The problem.
Can you zoom out Jempty a little bit, because I can't see his defenses at all.
Can I zoom? Oh yeah, I didn't realize what the hell happened there. It's probably from the reset. I didn't realize that happened on the reset. Sorry, guys. There we go.
You got Moron there. Yeah, I was gonna say you got Moron the Dragon. So.
A little better.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was just relying on whatever you said. That was
Yeah, no, that's okay. I didn't realize that the camera reset messed it up. I wasn't looking at that screen. So it looks like he is going to survive. At 1. Sheesh. Yeah, so this is the correct thing here, is that everything untaps, and then he gets to flip and play the MP wave. Which is exactly why this works. And the good news is that I don't need to explain that to Jempty, because he knows it.
Oh, just that it works in general.
Yeah. But, I mean, like I said, that Sky Shadow living at 1, like, it matters.
Oh, yeah.
And that's... Oh. No. I mean, I guess that's fine. Yeah, he just scoops. All right, so they're going to go into game 3. He scooped. Wow. Okay, PTT's good.
Yes.
Whew. Okay. You guys have 20 minutes left in a round. Good luck, guys. All right, so this is it. This is for all the marbles.
Yes.
I guess the PTT there on the Sky Shadow would have been fine. He probably gets to KO the Springer there more than likely with the Ominous attack.
He gets 2 attacks.
Right. I mean, that's
he'll get the
thing.
untap turn, right?
Oh yeah,
right.
So he'll definitely KO it with the second Ominous attack. So there's that. So
Yeah.
I guess it would have been fine. Yeah. I just like the giant attacker against the non-blue deck. I mean, he just has 8 base attack twice, you know. But it took 2 PTTs for what it's worth to get there.
Yeah, but it's not like.
No, I know. That's to say that's the thing, is that the problem with the tap out deck is that it doesn't threaten enough damage. That's why Jempty had the time to get away with that stuff.
Yeah, I mean the deck would have to be significantly different, but like, so what avenues does the typical combo deck offer that this one doesn't?
Well, it had like the problem is that it's more fluent in getting all the cards in your hand because you're playing the cards like extra paddings and you're stacking the board with upgrades and you're drawing a bunch of cards. So you're more efficiently getting to the cards that you need. Where Neil is like trying to pick at it like percentage by percentage. That's a pretty good first card showing off. So like Neil is playing the whole game where he's like, all right, I'm going to draw 2 cards this turn. I'm going to draw 2 cards again. I'm going to draw 2 cards again. He's playing the whole game trying to assemble every one of his turns based off of a low percentage of his deck. And while doing that, he's sacrificing any way to move the game forward. Because his moving the game forward is like Pierce 2 or Pierce 3. It's just not enough. It's just not enough ways to end the game, to be honest. And that's kind of where it falls. Because even in this matchup, like, yes, if in the round 1, Ken did not have a Peace to Tyranny. He didn't have any real answers to combo. But with Jempty splashing for the Peace to Tyrannies, like he very much has answers in the main deck, and then on top of that, in the sideboard, he has additional answers. So that's the thing, is that, you know, he, with every turn that Neil just does 1 or 2 damage, he's not actually moving the game forward enough, quick enough to make the pace any faster. Where in the end, like, if he could just wait 2-3 turns and then just daring escape and win all in one game, that'd be the end of it.
Right. Yeah, so it's just a more efficient. So what does this offer, do you think?
The Neil's idea behind it was that it was going to remove a lot of the sideboard hate, which it does in some extents. Like, it doesn't need to play 2 actions in a turn, right? Like, if he has the EMP wave, like, he can just simply conversion engine at the end of turn and then just play EMP wave and still lock his opponent so like it gets around speed trap. It's not necessarily forced to draw cards all the time because it's not trying to go off in 1 turn. So he doesn't need to play cards like Equipment Enthusiast and stuff like that and get blown out by the hijacks either. So like he's getting around both of those secret actions, and he's also getting around like I said, like a lot of people with the gears. And even in this tournament, there's like 3 or 4 people that decided the sideboard gears. It gets around gears as well. Like gears with the stratagem doesn't do anything. So that was his idea, that he thought a lot of people would flock to those, and that this idea would get around it. But what he realized early on in the tournament was that he didn't have a sufficient answer to Peace Through Tyranny. And like I said, it can be solved. Like, you can just play Spiremaster Ruse and Infiltrate, and like that's the route you have to go. But it's definitely a little bit different of a list for sure. Like he's just trying to play I guess it's kind of like Winter Orb control from like Magic, where he's just like, I'm just gonna tap down everything every turn. I'm just gonna pick you piece by piece. The problem is that there's just cards in the format that can really punish you if you if you give them enough opportunity to be around. And then like cards like Perceptor finding 4 cards every other turn, like that doesn't help either. But this is pretty ideal for Jempty because he's going to get to flip Perceptor twice before like even exposing him. So he's going to see a ton of cards with Perceptor before it's really getting to the game state where he has to worry about things. Process, Arm Towercraft, Sabotage Armaments, Brainstorm. It's funny because like it feels like anytime like he flips like a Showing Off or a Peace to Tyranny, you probably just go 4-0. But like on these ones, it's actually like considerable of where you go.
So I guess a lot of things help, right? Like, I mean,
yeah, like I haven't even seen any of Jempty's. I'm not even sure if he boarded in the speed traps and the hijacks at this point. I haven't seen them. So like maybe he just like neglected to even try and do that. Which I'm not sure if that's correct, but I definitely haven't noticed if he boarded them in or not. Yeah, because he has one hijack, one speed trap that he could have boarded in. I definitely haven't noticed them.
And you don't think either of those really do much?
They do enough, like, as like a one-off. They're just not like they're not as punishing. Oh wow, and a showing off. Oof. We're digging.
Well, the speed trap doesn't allow him to do the conversion engine shenanigans, right? Because he's already, it would still be the second action for the turn, right? It's still part of the same turn, right? So he just absolutely cannot play an action then?
Yeah, the speed trap prevents him from digging. Like, if he doesn't have the EMP wave in hand, he's not going to be able to dig for the EMP wave. And if he has to dig for the EMP wave, then it's a blowout, because it's like, okay, well, you just dig, but then I'm going to speed trap and counter your EMP wave. So that's why the speed trap ends up being okay. It's just a matter of if he has to dig for it or not. So he security checkpointed here, so he gets nothing, right? And then he also has the showing off. All right, so that is 2 grenade launchers, a belligerence, and I believe that's a counter-espionage. That seems like an okay decision point. Is that a 4-0? No. Wait, yes? I'm not sure. I can't remember the number that was on there.
No, he put 2 cards down.
Okay. Well, that... Okay. Yeah, I don't know. This is a peculiar spot for Neil here, to be honest, because he has a lot of work to make up for, and without the PTT turn that he just lost, it might be really hard for him to kind of string back, because the PTT is also kind of like an EMP wave in some extent, but here without it, it's going to be a little more rough. And even now, the Preceptor is threatening enough to deal a pretty big chunk of damage.
Yeah. So you're saying without the combo, it's not a very interesting deck.
No, it's not. I'm definitely. I mean, like, if I made the comparison to Winter Orb Control, like, it's like that deck's boring and it's awful to play against, and that is exactly what this deck is. It's awful to play against. If you don't have any type of answers for it, it's not fun. And even here, like, you see Jempty that has like the pseudo answers, and it's still like, a drug out game because of it. But, this game could easily end up in time. And if he can just EMP wave the next couple turns and Jempty doesn't have an answer for it, that the game's going to end it's going to end in time with just Neil deflecting enough damage to not take any.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Winter Orb did win a lot of games. I agree. It won me a lot of games. Because, I mean, Neil has probably about... I think he had 8 before this, so he's probably at like 12 or 13 cards in his hand. He's got a high hand count. Like, it might be worth it to, like, give a big enough swing into a character here, just to, like, to kind of counter out the health pool. Doesn't look easy. Neil has played very, very conservative. I will say that much through all 3 games, where I think there has been times where I would have been willing to commit some cards to the board, and Neil hasn't. And like this, just because like we're gonna go down to time, like doing the extra damage might be worth it here if you have the extra cards in hand, because you definitely don't need 14 cards in hand. That's the thing. Like this isn't like Daring Escape where like you're trying to always like that one hit combo. Like you can easily sacrifice cards here, sacrifice cards there. Like, he might have been able to kill the other character and like put the Sky Shadow 115 there instead of just 10.
KOing Sky Shadow certainly doesn't help him, right?
Well, I mean, I assume he has the EMP wave, obviously.
Yeah, it's true.
If not, I mean, he might be digging for it with this brainstorm. Yeah, okay, so he likely has it. Well, he picks up the wish, so that helped. Yeah, so he gets the wish for it, and then he can just play it. Yeah. So now, I'm just going to check in. 8 minutes left in the round, guys. Just letting you know. So Jempty just has secret action. And like I said, that could be hijack. That could be speeder trap. So now the thing about that is that if say that is a hijack, it's very clear that Neil doesn't have another EMP wave most likely. So like he definitely has to dig for that EMP wave. So even if it's one or the other, it could be very detrimental to this turn, because it might mean that he's not going to have the lock and he's going to be forced to, like, Neil might have to switch up his whole play if this is a hijack or a speed trap. It doesn't look like it's a hijack, which means it's probably telegraphing that it's a speed trap. So like he would have had to find that EMP wave like right now and not have to dig anymore for it. Yeah, he's definitely got a ton of cards in his hand. So that's counter espionage. So he'd likely just name speed trap. That would be my guess.
Does anything else even hurt him?
No, I don't think so. I don't know what he just named though. I'm pretty sure that is speed trap. I guess maybe he named I don't even know what else he would have named. I guess sabotage armaments. Maybe that's what he could have considered it was. But like, the problem here is that he's not even in that bad a position, because he can just sacrifice the brawn here and not even have to worry about the EMP wave. But that's definitely like his fear here is that grenade launcher should have been scrapped, right? Like, or am I wrong? I don't even know when he played it.
No, because he's been EMP wave, so it's probably
right. All the non-blues. Big old 3.
Is that a gyro?
He does have a gyro in the main, yeah. Yeah, so it's likely a speed trap because he's flipping to alt mode there, so he's not even trying to do anything crazy. Okay.
Well, he counter espionage. I knew what it was.
Right. But like I said, like that's like this is the ideal turn where the speed trap didn't matter to an extent. All it did was it saved his guys a turn, and like obviously he's gonna get a crack back here, so that's gonna be the big deal.
How big is the Perceptor?
With the grenade launcher, 13 attack. And it looks like he's piling again. That's counter espionage, I believe. Yeah, it's counter espionage. So counter espionage, javelin, Camion crash, and handheld blaster. Yeah,
Is there anything you can name out of hand that's going to matter?
he can name EMP wave.
And then he'll have still card draws to go get it. I mean,
Yeah, it just depends how many are not in the scrap pile, which is where this is going to end up going. Oh, he gets rid of the weapon.
getting his own.
This is definitely going to time for sure. That's the thing here is that he needs to just crack this brawn.
With Perception?
Well, he can't now because Predator's in alt mode, so it doesn't do anything.
Oh, yeah, okay.
But, I mean, that's what, 9, 10? Yeah, 10. So, defense for 3 takes 7. I believe he did take that Camion crash on that last one, so he does have a way to get that off the table.
Yeah. Does Neil have the series advantage of time just because of the, well, I guess the...
I'm trying to figure out the damage on board. So he has 13 health. He has 15 health remaining. Neil has 15 health remaining. And currently, Jempty has 7
19.
plus... Yeah, so it's 19. So currently he's at the disadvantage.
But he has to quartermaster back the weapon, and then it's pretty much just over. So he gets the hijack here to draw the extra cards. So it should hurt him.
Yeah, the hijack was pretty good there.
I think you should put the Hollow Projector actually on Brawn, but I don't really think it matters. If it's going to come down to life totals, it doesn't really matter, I don't think. So these things were 6, 7, 8, it looks like, against...
8 again. He has no blues there, so... Not... So he lives on 1 again. Alright, so we got 10 seconds left in round.
So this, so he doesn't
That is
need...
time in round, guys, just so you guys know.
So he didn't EMP wave end a turn.
No, doesn't look like he
So-
probably did. He probably he didn't have it. It's just that simple.
So it's just over.
Is that what it is?
I
Looks
mean,
like it.
Perceptor's
He's gonna
obviously
swing.
going to attack for enough damage, right?
Yeah.
I mean, now he has an axe also, so like...
Oh, he had a showing off. Jesus.
Oh, he doesn't need the axe.
He doesn't need the axe,
He has the grenade launcher. So I don't know what that white card is.
I'm not sure.
He doesn't need fusion border, doesn't need axe. He doesn't need any of this stuff. I don't know what the white card is.
Sturdy javelin, maybe?
Then nothing's there significant then.
Yeah.
So he just gives him his... He just goes 2-2 and gives him as much attack as possible.
Right. Yeah, sturdy javelin.
And then you just... As long as he attacks Sprinter, he's fine.
Right. 10, 14, 17 attack. Like, he might just KO the Springer, to be honest.
Yeah, I can't. The cards are off camera, so I can't see.
I just got a package delivered from Shop Sprout, so I'm going to open it up right now. And I just got a package delivered from Shop Sprout, so I'm going to open it up right now.
What unboxing are you watching?
It's Ollie isn't sleeping. He came out and he took my, I gave him my phone so he would calm down.
Oh, it's some unboxing I heard.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's, like I said, I think it's 17 to 5. Hollowmatter gives him, yeah, he just KOs him. Like, that's just it. Yeah. Okay, well, congrats to Jempty. He is our 3-0 of the bracket. And he
wins this game. He wins this game regardless, then, right?
With the KO there, yeah, oh, yeah, definitely. So, all right. I'm gonna check in with them, and then we'll wrap it up. Give me a second, guys.
Hello?
Hey, I'm happy I played much cleaner tonight.
Those are extremely interesting games from my end.
They were interesting from mine too. I thought about scrapping earlier in game 1. I didn't want it to go to time, but I think I still had a chance because I still had my Peace through Tyranny was the second from the bottom card in game 1. Ugh. That's the only reason I kept going was because I hadn't seen the second one yet. If I would have seen it earlier, I would have scooped. Thanks for hosting this.
Jempty, can I just see your list before we're done? Like,
Okay, we're back. So that was it. That closed my bracket at least. Jempty took the spot out of my bracket going 3-0. So that puts Jempty, Christian, and Cameron into the top 4.
Yes.
And we still have some work to do in Vince's bracket before we can figure out who's going to end up taking that final spot, or if we need to end up having another tournament.
It seems that a game that was supposed to happen later in the week that was going to matter can actually happen tomorrow.
Okay.
So I told them to contact Vince, so hopefully they can get that game done. And then, assuming the person that's already 2-0 wins, we'll be able to move on to the top 4, like,
right.
Sooner rather than later.
Yeah, I mean, there's a good chance that we still maybe wait the week, because like we want everyone to get the right proxies and everything like that, so it's not as complicated as for us to tell you guys the cards, and it's easier for you guys to see the cards. So once the top 4 is complete, I already know Jempty, he's going to go and get his proxies made, so that's good, and I believe Cameron's going to get his made as well, so we will, I think, and I'm pretty sure Christian already had them made. So the goal will just be to like make sure everyone in the top 4 has easy to read proxies.
Yeah, no more written stuff. So
yeah.
But, so the way it stands now is technically, like, there's no one. The only one individual match that's left right now is a Matterfer versus Chuck match, where if Chuck wins, we automatically have a 4.
Yep.
So if Chuck were to lose, it gets real complicated as to whether or not he could just automatically win the bracket.
Right.
I think he still would, because I think the only other people that could catch him would therefore.
One of the guys he would have had to have beaten would have to also go 2-1. No one. I don't think anyone can 3-0 the bracket other than Chuck.
Right. So like, basically the only way that he would not win is if Matterfer then came back, because he's only played one match.
Right.
You have to win both his next matches,
and
that's the only way.
Yeah. Yeah.
So all you out there, anyone listening that is in the tournament and has 2 wins, you should be rooting hard for Matterfer.
Yes.
Because that's your only chance of continuing to make the top 4. So.
Yes. But that is going to do it for us tonight, guys. I don't think we'll be back tomorrow. Maybe later in the week to see if what games end up where. If not, like I said, I think we're going to hold this off, give everyone a couple days to get the correct proxies, and then we'll probably close out the top 4 next week.
Are we still going to do? Are we going to do best of 5, or are we going to do best of 3?
I think we can do it either way. We'll have to talk about it.
Yeah.
Okay. But thanks for hanging out tonight, chat. Thanks again for all the competitors that played tonight. Some pretty exciting games. They all came down to the wire, so definitely interesting.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out, guys.
All right, have a good one, guys.
See you.